My, oh my. If you don't believe hockey is some aspect of luck and isn't the hardest game in the world to predict, then you are not watching the Vegas Golden Knights and the Minnesota Wild go at it. The series is now 2-2. Vegas gets the luck of the house. They win it on the road in overtime against Minnesota. We now have a best-of-3 series with 2 games in Vegas, 1 game in Minnesota. And this game really felt like one the Wild needed to close out the series. It's why we play 7 games. It's not over yet. But now that Vegas has tied it up, does that mean the control goes back to Vegas? Vegas fans will say yes. Minnesota fans will say no. Let's go through and talk about this game. I'll tell you exactly what I think at the end. This was a great, hard-fought game. First goal, first blood is drawn simply off of a power play. Power plays matter so much in the playoffs. Puck ends up moving to the top. You have a few options. You can find your shooter, or you can walk the line. It really depends what angle you're trying to change here. Now that there's so much traffic in front of the net, I would suggest you walk the line. If you move it over to the shooter, you're going to lose your screens and opportunities. So we end up walking the line here if you're Shea Theodore, and he's one of the best defensemen at the NHL to do this. He makes sure he has traffic in front of him, and you can see it. Goalie's looking. Gustafsson, if he can't see it, he's not going to be able to stop it. Very few goalies can. Gustafsson had an absolutely amazing game. Theo steps in, waits. Gustafsson can't find him. Look, he's still looking. His head's turning right there. Bang. Theo catches him just as his head was going right. He goes across the net, right over to the top right side, 1-0 Vegas. And I couldn't help but feel like Vegas really needed that. Like Minnesota has been completely living rent-free inside the Vegas Golden Knights' head. And that's for a few reasons. Their forecheck has been relentless. Line 4, line 2, line 3, and line 1. And why did I start backwards for line 4? Because we're about to see a beauty goal from line 4. And it has caused unbelievable turnovers for the stud defensemen of the Vegas Golden Knights. Look, if the top 4 defensemen for Vegas, Hanifin, Pietrangelo, McNabb, Theodore, if they can't control the play from the back end, Vegas has no chance. And pucks have just been blowing up off their stick. They've made terrible plays with the puck. There's been puck fumbles, luck, but luck occurs through hard work. Case in point, massive forecheck here. As you're going in, he is going in so hard. First thing he's going to do as he goes in, lay an absolute massive body on him. Trennan lays that hit, frees that puck up right to his stick through that hit, because remember, the point of laying a hit is separate man from puck. And then he's simply going to step out from behind the net, and he's going to find a player that ended up getting lost here. And yes, Vegas does this correct. You do have to come down here below. Your player has been beat now. He's been hit. The first threat is the man with the puck. Make the man pass it through you. You leave the man open up top. It's Rossi. It's a sick little backhand to him. There were 2 options. Good thing it went through his stick. He misses it. Ends up burying it short side over Hill. And line 1 is supposed to score. They're supposed to do the damage. The Kaprizov line, the Eichel line, those are the guys that are supposed to go to work. But series are won on the backs of line 4 and line 3, outproducing what you expect them to produce. Their minutes are limited compared to what they have in the regular season, but when they make the most of their minutes and play fast like that, not only are they getting the first line rest, but they're putting in bonus goals. We love bonus goals. It's the Foligno line here. Foligno Pietrangelo is an awesome battle. These are 2 really, really tough customers. Take a look at what happens in this box here. Puck gets flipped up. They both go looking for it, and that little extra push that you just saw from Marcus Foligno to Pietrangelo gets him out of position. Just enough for Foligno to be able to glove it, palm it, put it down. Either way, the puck ends up hitting him. This does count as a goal. There's a scrum in front of the net, and it's going to bounce the correct way. And the correct way it bounces is onto the Minnesota Wild player's stick. So good bounce here from Minnesota. They're going to finally find an opportunity to put this one home. It's Marcus Foligno from Zucks and Hartman. Big shot there on net. Huge save by Hill, but 2 tough customers in front of the net in Foligno and Hartman are there to bang it home and finally put it by Adin Hill. And that's a real heart and soul kind of goal, real heart and soul kind of line. And Vegas at this point in time, their top defensemen, they're absolutely getting owned by the Minnesota Wild in the last few games. And you can't have that. You got to have guys like Pietrangelo really making sure they're shutting guys down, but Foligno's been able to get under his skin. The Wild have been able to get under his skin. This looks like, hey, even though Vegas is out shooting him at this point, maybe this is going to be Minnesota's night again with that big, loud crowd bearing down onto the Knights. However, special teams, they'll turn around a series, stay out of the box if you're playing against the Golden Knights. Just bump it right over here to the shooter position and let Roy and the rest of the power play go to work. They wait, step in. Now you have the screen. It's time to let it go. Gustafsson was brilliant all night. He kept him in it. It was a shooting gallery at times from the Golden Knights. It bounces through Roy. He looks to get a shot at it. He doesn't. Goes through another Golden Knight. Second huge save, but unfortunately that puck bounces out here. And this is where you can't miss. You cannot whiff on that puck. You have to be sure of it. This is a little bit of panic. I just think he's trying to get a stick in there. The problem with this is, and I mean, players know this, everybody gets panicked. Even if you get a stick on it, with a little one-handed slap, what are you going to do? You're going to move it back to one of the open players at the top, and that's not going to help anything. You can't get caught reaching here. So here, this big long line down his body, there's no more strides to take. You're reaching. When you're caught reaching, bad things happen. You got to take one more extra stride and pick up that loose puck. They don't. The fan is in. Roy picks it up, puts it in the back of the net. Penalty killing is hard. You're tired, but you can't get caught reaching in the NHL. That's when bad things occur and pucks go into the back of your net. Tie game, and that isn't a bad thing if you're the Vegas Golden Knights. You're a really good team. You've been struggling through the series. Now all of a sudden you got a little bit of momentum on your side. Just keep it close and maybe you'll sneak a few of them through. If you're the Minnesota Wild at this point, there's nothing to panic about. These were shorthanded goals. It happens. But you got to stay out of the box if you want to close the series like this. When you're the underdog, you need to take every opportunity you have to put them away. You don't want to let a team like Vegas hang around. Unfortunately, that's exactly what they do. They allow a team like Vegas here to hang around, and this is just a really tough goal, and I'm going to have a lot to say about this goal. The first is, look at the center tie-up. The next thing is, we got to look at the battle that happens around the net between Hertl and the Wild. That's going to occur right here. Right off the bat in the face-off, you see quite the scrum in front. Vegas loses the draw, and the challenge that you have here is, you can't go too low too quickly, and that's what happens. He goes low in to help pick up the puck out from between his centermen, because when it's a neutral draw, someone's got to go in there and get it. But unfortunately, it bumps over to the wall, and that allows Mark Stone to pick up the puck and send it to the back. As soon as Mark Stone picks up the puck and sends it to the back, we got to take a look at this battle that is about to come up right here. Hartman has always been known as a tough customer. He's also known as a bit of an agitator. So on this play, I know there's going to be a bunch of Wild fans that tell me this isn't fair, but also I think this is the referee making a decision that a player like Hartman, with the reputation of Hartman, is going to pull him down. And I think that's what happens. I think Hartman pulls down Hertl, and that's why there's no call on this play. I know it looks like a scrum. There's a bunch of crazy stuff going on, but I do think Hartman is pulling and holding the stick here. Unfortunately, at this time, he plays himself because Mark Stone makes an absolutely gorgeous pass off of the bodies that are on the ground. It hits Hertl, and it goes in the back of the net. And here's a little bit better of a view on it. He's got that bear hug around him. You just don't want to be doing that. I'm very surprised this wasn't a penalty that was called. Maybe there was a delayed one and I ended up missing here. But stuff like this, it's really tough. It kind of throws the game off. He pulls him down. Good no call by the referee at this point in time to not stop the play at the very least, because I can't believe he gets up and puts that in the back of the net. And Minnesota fans are very intelligent hockey fans. So are Knights hockey fans. There's a lot of people on this channel that are brand new to hockey and they just use it to really get to understanding. There's nothing good about that play in terms of like the legal ways of hockey. This is just what they call playoff hockey. And sometimes it's the guys that can play within the rules, outside of the rules, and not get caught that end up winning. Hartman, unfortunately, just goes a little bit too far here. Mark Stone takes advantage of it. I believe if Hartman's standing up and not trying to do stuff like that, if he's just playing defense properly, staying between his man and the net, this goal doesn't go in, and the game doesn't go 3-2. But you know what I want to know? I want to know what you think in the comments. I read every comment that goes down there, comment to the ones I can. I heart the ones I like. And if it's something I don't like, or you get a little snippy, I'll chirp back at you. No problem. This is a hockey channel after all. Also, if you want to chat a little bit more, there's a Discord link down below. Why don't join in, get in on the conversation, chat more there. My personal favorite player off the Minnesota Wild, the captain, Jared Spurgeon. I love defensemen under 6 feet tall that skate as well as he does. Very, very nice play. He moves it to the top here. And what I like about Spurgeon is he's a read and react player. He's an offensively minded guy when he needs to be. He's defensively minded and sound as well too. He sees that puck gets shot in on net, and the first thing Spurgeon is going to do is go to an area where a rebound's going to be. You move that puck in here and you realize, hey, a rebound could kick out somewhere to this area. If it doesn't kick out to that area, I might be able to forecheck or do something here. That puck kicks out. He goes looking for the rebound. He finds it. It doesn't get as high as he thinks it will. It gets somewhere over here. But because he's already moving, he's got happy feet and he's dancing, skates around, continues his momentum, and scores on a wraparound. I love wraparound goals. We tell goalies all the time as a coach, I'm not blaming Hill for this, but if you get scored in a wraparound, you suck. You should never be scored on from a wraparound. However, he was already on his backside, so I think this is a tough one on Hill. It's just a little thing that sticks with me and won't ever go away, so there's a little bit of personality for you from it. Great goal by Jared Spurgeon. I don't know if Hill would be able to make that save. He just read and reacted that so perfectly. He was already on it. The feet were moving. He knew exactly what was happening. That's big brain play. That's a very high hockey IQ. It's why he's the captain of the Wild. So there we go. It's do or die time now. 3-3. There's less than 10 minutes left in the third. You're being outshot at this point in the time in the game if you're the Wild, about 31-19. And you have an opportunity to make a play because what happens? Well, a puck blows up off a defenseman's stick again. They move it over here to Hanifin. And then I can't remember the amount of times in a series that I've seen this. Take a look at Hanifin's stick as that puck comes through. He's not checked. It just blows up. Like their head's not in the game here. There's just no head in the game there. That's an absolute mental error, number 3,476 by the defenseman of the Knights. It's picked up by Trennan. He has an opportunity to ice the game here, but Hill ices him and keeps it out of the back of the net. Vegas as well has an opportunity to put an icing on the cake here, but Gustafsson does a fantastic job. This is just a harmless little backhand that goes towards the net, but anybody who's been a goalie will tell you backhands are the worst. They're the hardest shots to handle. They're like change-up pitches or knuckleballs in baseball. You never know where they're going to go. Take a look at this. It's almost like a pass. Bink. It's a little knuckler. Everybody misses it. I mean, there's just no chance for anybody to get it. But take a look at the tracking done by Gustafsson. He adjusts, makes that kick save there with his left pad, stays with the puck one more time on an absolutely beautiful second attempt. A lot of strength there in the hips and in the knee and in the leg. Keeps it out, sends the game to overtime with that save. Eriksson Ek here has an opportunity to end the game. Take a look at this little play here at the goal line. Whoop, little spinorama doing his favorite PK Subban impression there. Ends up moving down low. It's going to be Eriksson Ek being wide open. He brings both defensemen over with him. Absolutely unbelievable play. You have an opportunity to ice it. Nick Roy on the back check helps keep it out. Big save by Aiden Hill. It's at this point in time in a game, I can tell you I've been on the bench for thousands of hockey games. It's going to be garbage that goes in the back of the net. There have been so many beautiful plays and opportunities to score. Both goalies have stood on their head. This has been a battle of two teams, warriors in the playoffs. It's going to be absolute junk that goes in. And I wouldn't say it's full junk, but it's pretty close at this point in time. Quick little face-off here. You guys know I love face-offs. That puck comes back to Middleton. Middleton, I'm tired. All I'm doing is watching hockey. And he's going to have a little bit of a puck fumble here. This isn't like him, but this is what happens with the pressure in the playoffs. If you need to know, he's just not well balanced on his stick. That's all that happens. He's just looking to do a little sauce pass here. There's absolutely no strength that's put into this puck. It's a brain fart, and he coughs it up right up the middle of the ice. And now all of a sudden you're in big trouble. The Knights pick it up. They continue in. They throw a backhanded muffin on net. Remember, like I said, those backhands are tricky. That backhanded muffin ends up in skates down here. An absolute cluster. Doesn't go in. That's all right. Barbashev is there on the back door. He uses that power. He finds the puck and he just slaps it in the back of the net. And that's it. So it's not a junk goal in the sense that the Knights didn't work really hard and there wasn't a battle in front of the net. It's just unbelievable to think that it happens on a turnover from the Wild defenseman doing their best impersonation of the Vegas Golden Knights defenseman. Look, guys, defensemen are really solid with the puck. The amount of times defensemen have pucks blow up off their stick or just like flubbed passes is very, very low. They're defensemen for a reason. Not only are they excellent skaters, let's say 8 out of 10. 20% of them are big guys that may not skate as well. They might have reach. Logan Stanley, Hal Gill, the names go on. Most of them are excellent skaters with unbelievable passing aptitude and very good hands. And they're simple. They're not doing a bunch of little moves. They just do the simple play and make sure it happens. So the fact that both Vegas and the Wild are having this happen to them, this is crazy. The hockey gods want to show us something really neat. Now, I said I'd tell you where I think this series is going. I think the longer this series goes, the more it favors Vegas. I know the Wild fans aren't going to like to hear that. And it's not that the Wild can't win this one. The Wild are absolutely in a fight and can turn this around and be a massive upset against the Vegas Golden Knights. I know they don't think they're an upset, but guess what? When you're the 7th seed, regardless of what happened in the season, everybody has injuries. Everybody slips. At one point you were first, you weren't. That's why we play 82 games. We don't look at small sample sizes. We look at the whole season. So it would be an upset if the Wild won, but that's hockey. Hockey's full of upsets. That's why we love the playoffs. That's why we watch it. It's why people like it better than the NBA in these comments. Anyway, maybe the general public at large would argue. But overall, anything can happen in a hockey game. And when you got the talent that both of these teams do, you can win. So those fans that love to go in the comments and chant about respect, put some respect on my name. Like we all play for the team. Everybody respects everybody in the playoffs. Every player respects every player that steps in between those boards. But the longer this series goes, the more I do think it favors Vegas. I absolutely could be wrong. And I have no problem eating crow on it. I am cheering for both teams. I think they're great. I don't have a horse in the race. It's going back to those fans in Vegas, but that electric crowd in Minnesota, you got one more game to bring it. And I know you will bring it. So can Minnesota steal one more? Stay tuned for Game 5.